building to a crescendo all week, and very shortly it will be for real. We have all the action for you live. And this is the scene here at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. We're in the Spanish capital, Madrid, for this one. I'm Derek Ray, and my commentary partner for this one is the former England international, Sue Smith. And if this game lives up to its billing, we're in for a riveting occasion. It's Spain versus Argentina.
Well, both managers will be reminding the players that it's important to get off to a quick start, really attack the opposition and put them on the back foot from the off. Hopefully we'll get a good game.
Con el 24, Cucurella. Con el 18, Zubimande. Con el 19, Lamine Yamal.
Here's the lineup for Spain. Unai Simon plays in goal. Cucurella starts with Pedro Porro in the fullback positions. Pedri starts with Fabian in the centre of midfield. And rather than use a strike partnership, they've gone with just the one player in attack. The Argentina first team. Lisandro Martinez plays alongside Cristian Romero in the centre of defence. Lionel Messi starts with Nicolas Gonzalez on the flanks. And leading the line today is Julian Alvarez. And away we go, the first half of this game. Alexis McAllister. Marcos Acuna. McAllister. Alvarez. Lionel Messi. Messi! Will it happen for them? Fernandez. Nahuel Molina. Lisandro Martinez. Enzo Fernandez. Marcos Acuna. Molina. Here's Marcos Acuna. Fabian. That's a good-looking ball. Incisive pass from Yamal. But the keeper anticipates it and deals with the danger. Rodrigo de Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Now with McAllister. Well, he's beaten his opponent. Nico Gonzalez. Alexis McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. Lisandro Martinez. McAllister. Nico Gonzalez. Now Romero with it. Molina. Fernandez. And bursting forward. Possibilities inside the box. Enzo Fernandez. De Paul. Fernandez. Well, they know how to pass the ball and at pace.
Yeah, good movement off the ball.
Enzo Fernandez. Well, possession lost by Spain. Romero. McAllister. And the ball back with Spain now. Pedri. It's with Porro. Doing it well. Can they forge ahead? They do! And you've got to say they're good value for the lead.
Well, here we can see it again. And a simple finish it may be, but it's all about the movement in the box. Just to find that yard or two of space. That's what makes it an easy finish in the end.
So the ball rolling again with the scoreline standing at 1-0. De Paul. A very effective challenge put in. Cucurella. And Fabian. Oh, that's a fine-looking pass. Well, good hands there from the keeper. Lisandro Martinez. And back with Emiliano Martinez. Well, they're moving it around with real purpose here. Really good interception.
Yeah, anticipated well there. He was onto that in a flash.
Cucurella. It's with Oyarzabal. Can they add to their lead? Delivering it into the box. It didn't really work the keeper when all was said and done. Good work from Spain to win back possession. Oh, useful ball. Pedri. It's with Porro. Subimendi. Can they do it? And holds on to it confidently. Lisandro Martinez. Molina. On to McAllister. De Paul. Subimendi. What to like about that pass? Very effective passing sequence.
Yeah, you can see they're just waiting for an opening.
And crossed in there. Well, plenty of power there, but in fairness, should have made the keeper work. Fernandez. Now Molina. Now Romero with it. Marcos Acuna. It's with Martinez. Alexis McAllister. Romero. Here's Marcos Acuna. Gonzalez. That's a good-looking ball. Gonzalez. And defensive play to be applauded. McAllister. In search of an equaliser. Well, honestly, I didn't mean to jinx them. Just wasn't a very good pass, finally. It's a neat move. De Paul. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. Romero. Marcos Acuna. Now Romero with it. Now with Gonzalez. Rodrigo De Paul. Molina. Here's Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. Well, standing off a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, and I just wonder if this is coming from the manager, you know.
Well, that takes the wind out of their sails. Great defending. De Paul. Now with Messi. Now Molina. Enzo Fernandez. Alvarez. Now Romero with it. Fernandez. Romero. Now Molina. Enzo Fernandez. Well, totally single-minded in applying the pressure and forcing a throw-in. Subimendi. Now showing fine vision. Gonzalez. And he takes it away. Subimendi. Pedri. Might lead to a chance. Very timely interception. Rodrigo De Paul. Messi. The defensive intervention there. Plenty of support here. McAllister. Maybe dangerous here. Well, they keep working away, looking for an opening. Well, they couldn't keep that sequence going, unfortunately. Subimendi. Accuracy left a bit to be desired.
Yeah, you could see what he's trying to do there. Saw it, he just couldn't execute it.
Now Molina. Martinez. Fernandez. Well, asking a bit too much in the end, and that'll be a throw-in. Subimendi. Real chance. Surely. And wonderful defending there. And the A throw in for Argentina. Nicolas Gonzalez. Now, who can he play it to? Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. And the counter-attack looks on. Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. Enzo Fernandez. Confident attacking play. And fed forwards. Alvarez. Opportunity. Unconvincing effort, really, straight into the goalkeeper's hands.
Yeah, not clinical enough, I'm afraid. He's got to do better with those opportunities.
Cucurella. Great effort to keep that one in play. Nico Williams. Might be onto something. It needs an accurate cross. It might still be problematic. Oh, moving it nicely. And stopping the danger.
Yeah, he's made the right choice for me. Just clearing his lines, wasn't he?
Disappointing pass. That's a nice looking ball. Plays with a positional sense that is second to none. Molina. Martinez. Fabian. Well, let's see about the cross. Tried to tee it up, using all his defensive acumen to cut it out. Alvarez. Rodrigo de Paul. It's with Martinez. Nico Gonzalez. Enzo Fernandez. Molina. Now Romero with it. Rodrigo de Paul. On to Messi. And take it away. Subimendi. That's a good looking ball. Romero. McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Now Romero with it. Well, now they have possession. Interesting pass. That's what you call defending from the front. Possibilities here. Pedri. Intelligent ball. Pedri. Couldn't grab hold of it. Oh, chance taken. There is opportunism for you, but a disappointed goalkeeper.
As the replay shows, the goalkeeper does everything he can. He's a bit unfortunate it goes in, but question marks have to be asked of his defence. They could have certainly helped him out.
So back underway with the lead standing at 2-0. Rodrigo de Paul. Fernandez. Nahuel Molina. Romero. Now with McAllister. Seemed to switch off for a moment, and now a throw-in. Substitution then. Let's see how it affects the match. Subimendi. Fabian. Wonderfully weighted pass. Almost at half-time, and they're making home advantage count, I think it's fair to say. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they'll be the happier of the two sides. At times, they've been able to carve open the opposition, and they've had some good finishes too. They'll be looking to keep this going for the second half.
Well, it looked highly promising, but they got nothing out of it. Well, they might be able to launch a counter-attack. Could pull one back here. Oh, a brilliantly timed tackle when it really mattered.
Yeah, good endeavour there, wasn't it?
Pedri. And Fabian. Oyarzabal. Here's Fabian. It's with Oyarzabal. On to Williams. Pedro Porro. Here's Alvarez. And credit due, a good intervention. And a brisk run. But they dealt with the threat posed. Williams. Cucurella. Can he play it in? Drifting in off the flank. Pedri. Oh no, not even close to hitting the target that time. Lisandro Martinez. Rodrigo de Paul. Nahuel Molina. Lionel Messi. Now with McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. Showing a good reading of the game. Lamine Yamal. Subimendi. Chance to do damage. Could be. Oh, our hats are off. What a challenge.
Well, that looked in all day long, didn't it?
McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Lionel Messi. De Paul. Now Romero with it. Messi. 1 minute of stoppage time has been added on. Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. It's with Martinez. And easily intercepted. Cucurella. Now with Williams. Fabian. Pedro Porro. And so it is. The first half has come to an end here in the Spanish capital. Well, Lamine Yamal, prodigiously gifted and going about his business with vigour.
Yeah, looked a real threat from the off, hasn't he? Kept asking questions, forced a few saves and got the goal to show for it.
The beginning of the second half here at the home of Atletico in Madrid. Plenty of players waiting in the middle. Makes his way in field. Martinez. Now with McAllister. The ball with Martinez. Well, making considerable progress with the ball. Pedri. Now with Yamal. And the cross into the middle. Nice looking move, this. Now with Pedri. And the cross goes in. Really good build-up, but no end product.
Yeah, that looked really promising. They'll be disappointed, you know.
McAllister. Fernandez. Well, it's a tall order as they try to pull one back, but the passing game might help. Distributing it well. And very nicely positioned to win it back. Subimendi. Here's Fabian. Subimendi. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Fabian. It's with Porro. And flying forwards here. Looking for the final pass. Well, they couldn't keep that sequence going, unfortunately. Now, maybe room here for the counter-attack. Terrific block. Cucurella. On to Yamal. Cucurella. Subimendi. Now with Yamal. Pedro Porro. And space for Yamal. Pedri. And Spain struggling to keep the ball. Alvarez. Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. Playing with a flow and intensity. Nahuel Molina. Enzo Fernandez. And a timely intervention. Romero. Now with McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. McAllister. Romero. It's with Martinez. Fernandez. Rodrigo de Paul. He could pick out a teammate. Can he get one back? Well, read that magnificently.
Yeah, he nipped it in the bud quickly there.
Good-looking pass. And a fine stop to turn the ball away.
As the stats show, you just wonder how many this could be, because the way that they go forward, it's great to watch. So much creativity, and the defence just can't cope with them. Surely the manager will make a change soon.
Can they reduce the deficit? Now he must favour the cross. Who's going to win this joust? Messi. Alexis McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. McAllister. Martinez. Just wasn't going to give that ball away. And passing it well. Opportunity. And firing it towards goal on the volley. Could have gone in.
Well, he watches the ball all the way, connects with it perfectly, but just can't find the accuracy. It's a great effort, though.
Pedro Porro. Subimendi. Nicely weighted pass. Lionel Messi. Rodrigo de Paul. Spain recovering possession well. And behind it's gone for a corner. Over it comes. McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. De Paul. It's with Martinez. Enzo Fernandez. Subimendi. Well, the threat could be there. Here's Marcos Acuna. Alexis McAllister. Now with Messi. Determined not to give it away. And the referee sees that as a foul. Free kick given. Molina. Romero. Rodrigo de Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Alexis McAllister. Now Romero with it. Nahuel Molina. Romero. It's with Martinez. Marcos Acuna.
Agradecimiento a su apoyo incondicional. A la salida del estadio les obsequiaremos con una bufanda presentando su entrada.
Yamal. Really using his strength effectively.
Yeah, that's clever. Just wait for the right moment.
A really good pass. Fabian. The defensive intervention there. Rodrigo de Paul. Now with Messi. Nahuel Molina. Interception to snuff out the danger. How can he take them on and beat them? Well, possibilities in the centre. So now a corner. And a substitution in the offing. Now how about the short corner? Fine cross into the middle. Oh, that's a goal at the wrong end. Well, it's every defender's nightmare. An own goal here.
Well, here's the replay, and it's a definite own goal. They'll be frustrated to concede like that. It's quite unfortunate, really.
Is this going to be a thrashing? 3-0 now. Marcos Acuna. De Paul. Messi. Here's Alvarez. Romero. Marcos Acuna. It's with Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Romero. Rodrigo De Paul. The ball with Martinez. Alexis McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. The ball with Martinez. Oh, that's an interesting pass. Martinez. Oh, this looks useful. Pedri. On to Perez. Now with McAllister. Counter-attacking possibilities. Using his strength to shield the ball.
Yeah, shows his strength there to hold them off.
20 minutes remaining. Romero. Marcos Acuna. On to McAllister. Martinez. And good anticipation. Jose Perez. On to Yamal. Well, the cross could help them. Played into the box. Oh, but claimed by the goalkeeper. Lisandro Martinez. Alexis McAllister. It's with Martinez. Romero. Lionel Messi. Rodrigo De Paul. That's a lovely ball. It's always likely to be the goalkeeper's ball. Rodrigo De Paul. Alexis McAllister. Here's Alvarez. Martinez. The right place to cut out the pass. Pedro Porro. Subimendi. Just 15 minutes remaining. Nice looking move, this. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Marcos Acuna. Molina. Here's Marcos Acuna. McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. De Paul. Marcos Acuna. Well, standing off them here. Aren't they being too passive? Crossed into the penalty area. Well, still a chance. Oh, useful ball. And Fabian. Back to Fabian. And off the post that time. But it wouldn't have counted anyway. Offside is the decision.
Well, here's the replay, and how close was that? The assistant does well to spot the offside. It's really unlucky.
He's made a real difference, I must say, but the manager decides that this is the time to make a change. Alexis McAllister. Here's Marcos Acuna. Martinez. Now with McAllister. Marcos Acuna. McAllister. And in the right position to read it. Jose Perez. Now with Williams. Might be onto something with that ball.
Yeah, he's just got great awareness, hasn't he?
Oh, here's Jose Perez. Well, a solid piece of goalkeeping. Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. De Paul. On to McAllister. Intelligent threaded pass here. Deserves credit for winning the ball back. Nico Williams. Subimendi. Wasteful from Spain. Well, on the cusp of the final whistle, and the home side really prospering today. Interested to get your take.
Yeah, they're clearly the better side. They've obviously been fantastic up top, and some of the goals they've scored have been top class. You've got to praise the work ethic as well. Really good performance all round.
Ezequiel Palacios. Molina. Nahuel Molina. Fernandez. Lionel Messi. Palacios on the ball. Alvarez. Martinez. Well, a top-notch piece of defensive judgment.
Yeah, the positioning was spot on. Brilliant awareness.
Alexis McAllister. Well, plays with a positional sense that is second to none. Subimendi. Well, keeping the ball in this manner can be very effective. Cucurella. It's with Porro. Pedri. Well, a successful intervention, winning the ball back. McAllister. Marcos Acuna. Palacios on the ball. Nahuel Molina. Messi. And a good-looking ball. Unable to get himself back on side here.
It doesn't give him time to get back on side before playing the ball through.
And they're making a change. Mikel Merino. Threading it. Could be threatening. Well, the flag has gone up here. Offside it is. Nico Williams. Now with Pedri. Alex Baena. On to Pedri. Opportunity. Dangerous ball. Well, at one point on its flight, I wondered if the keeper would have difficulties, but no problems in the end. Fernandez. On to McAllister. Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. Palacios on the ball. Molina. It's with Martinez. Romero. And the referee has decided to add on 3 additional minutes. Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Well, that's really strong play to keep hold of the ball. Palacios. Now, options are plenty. That's a good-looking ball. McAllister. Palacios. Now Romero with it. Nahuel Molina. Lionel Messi. Romero. Here's Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Martinez. Here's Alvarez. Ezequiel Palacios. Alvarez. This looks interesting. And coolly done despite the mounting pressure. And now it's over. And Argentina have to reflect on what has gone wrong here. It's a defeat and not something that they were hoping to have to digest. Your thoughts?
Well, you can see how gutted some of the players are.
And to know from a stadium that doesn't have a rich history, but I tell you what, it doesn't disappoint on the atmosphere front. We're at the Metropolitano. I'm Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me with her tactical chart is Sue Smith. And with the game just moments away now, this really ought to be a superb watch. It's Spain versus Argentina.
Well, I'm sure both managers will have given them their final instructions. Go out and give it their all. Hopefully, that'll be enough for a positive result. I'm looking forward to this one.
Here's the lineup for Spain. Unai Simon plays in goal. Cucurella starts with Pedro Porro in the fullback positions. Pedri starts alongside Fabian in central midfield. And they line up with just the one striker looking to do a bit of damage. The Argentina first team. Lisandro Martinez plays alongside Christian Romero in the centre of defence. Lionel Messi starts with Nicolas Gonzalez on the flanks. And leading the line today is Julian Alvarez. Oh, they'll be disappointed. It looked promising.
Yeah, it looked really promising, that, didn't it?
Yamal. On to Pedri. Pedro Porro. Lenormand. Now with Yamal. It's with Porro. On to Yamal. Pedro Porro. Now, will they pay for that? Surely! And a goal! Not bad for starters. They take an early lead.
Well, here we can see it again, and this is what he's capable of given the time and space. You've got to question the defending. Could they have got a tackle in earlier? It's a wonderful solo effort, though.
So underway again here. 1-0 the score. Cucurella. Molina. On to Messi. Playing with patience.
Yeah, they're keeping it well, aren't they?
Fernandez. Alexis McAllister. On to Messi. De Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Really good interception. Fabian. Lenormand. Cucurella. And Fabian. Nico Williams. Subimendi. That's good, strong, incisive attacking play. Well, attacking possibilities. Pedro Porro. Subimendi. Lenormand. Well, just a bit too much on the pass.
Oh, it's unlucky that. Right idea, though.
Marcos Acuna. It's with Martinez. De Paul. Romero. Rodrigo De Paul. Now Romero with it. De Paul. And played the pass well. Pedri. It's with Porro. Cucurella. Intelligent defending. Nicolas Gonzalez. Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. Now Romero with it. Fernandez. Gonzalez. And he read it well, intercepting it. Oyarzabal. Subimendi. On to Pedri. Subimendi. Pedro Porro. Now with Pedri. Lamine Yamal. Thoughtful play. In the right place to cut out the pass. Yamal. Now opening things up. Pedri. How about the cross? And behind it's gone for a corner. Let's see about the delivery. Good job defensively. It's one corner after another. Corner kick played in. Not a convincing clearance. Can they set up a chance? Well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball? Well, not pretty, but very gritty.
Yeah, it's all a bit sloppy, isn't it?
Subimendi. Cucurella. Well, he keeps going. Cucurella. Well read to put an end to that attack. Enzo Fernandez. De Paul. Messi. Lionel Messi. Enzo Fernandez. Playing with a flow and intensity. It's a well-struck pass. Can they chisel out another goal? And space to cross it. Very effective pass. Attractive build-up. Alexis McAllister. Molina. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. And there to intervene. Cucurella. Lenormand. Subimendi. On to Pedri. Players waiting in the centre. Interception to snuff out the danger. And teammates around him. Pedro Porro. Might lead to a chance. Keeper was there to meet it. Plenty of players waiting in the middle. Danger building. Oh, moving it nicely. And possibilities here. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Nahuel Molina. Romero. Molina. Now with Messi. Enzo Fernandez. Ball retention so important. Cucurella. And Fabian. And he did well to cut it out. Nahuel Molina. Fernandes. Marcos Acuna. It's with Martinez. De Paul. And snuffed out the danger immediately. Fabian. Patience and persistence on the passing front in the name of finding an equaliser. They just couldn't play that decisive ball. Well, that ball looks promising.
Yeah, it's a really well-weighted pass. Picked out the perfect run there.
Decent idea. Here's Alvarez. That's a good-looking ball. Rodrigo de Paul. The confidence really coming out. Well, can they open up the defence here? Rodrigo de Paul. Now with Gonzalez. And Spain regaining possession. Yamal. It's with Porro. Pedri. Subimendi. Yamal. Maybe dangerous here. Tremendous interception.
Yeah, nipped that in the bud. He did so well to stop them.
Subimendi. It's with Porro. Cucurella. Porro. Fabian. Now with Williams. It's with Porro. Thoughtful play. Just overplayed it. And collected with considerable ease. Marcos Acuna. It's with Martinez. Fernandes. Here's Alvarez. De Paul. Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. And on to Gonzalez. Alvarez. Could be dangerous. And there it breaks down, but credit to the defence. Cucurella. On to Williams. Fabian. Subimendi. It's with Oyarzabal. It's a weighted pass. Well, the keeper has outdone himself. Wonderful save. Out of play and a Spain throw-in forthcoming. Just lost his focus. Throw in here. Romero. Molina. It's with Martinez. Martinez. Enzo Fernandez. Gonzalez. And winning it back.
Yes, so alert. Read it well.
Williams. Subimendi. Pedro Porro. Released it nicely. And Spain unable to hold on to the ball. They've dropped a bit deep, haven't they? Might be onto something. Thumped clear. Good conditions for the counter. Did well to win the ball back. Lamine Yamal. Passing it around as the search goes on for an equaliser. Oh, good idea. Gonzalez in position. And a goal! They've increased their lead, and they don't want to be throwing it away from here.
Well, we can see it again now, and they're so dangerous in these transitions. The speed of the counter-attack is really impressive. And then once he's through, there was never any doubt, was there? Hits it hard and true, and the keeper just can't react in time.
So underway once more, 2-0 the lead here. Cucurella. Williams. Smart defending. Romero. Nahuel Molina. Now Romero with it. Fernandez. Messi. Rodrigo de Paul. Molina. Fernandez. Real chance. Another goal! And surely there's no way they can throw this away. Absolutely dominant.
Well, just look how he sees the run here. The pass is weighted to perfection. And then once Messi's through 1v1, there's no doubt that he'll finish. He makes solid contact and he leaves the keeper with no chance.
So, on with the game here. But I'll tell you what, the moods in the two camps couldn't be more contrasting. Fabian. Well, the keeper will collect. And the keeper there to make sure nothing untoward happens. Enzo Fernandez. Alvarez. Gonzalez with it. Well, that attack collapsed completely. Enzo Fernandez. Well, doesn't have to do it on his own. Pedro Porro. Pedri. And he read it superbly. Nahuel Molina. Played into the box. Well, it comes to nothing in the end. Marcos Acuna. Deserves credit for winning the ball back. Fabian. Cucurella. It's with Oyarzabal. Oh, it comes to nothing in the end. Really should have made more of that.
Yeah, great intensity. Wasted it really, didn't they?
Molina. Now with Messi. De Paul. Nahuel Molina. Alexis McAllister.
Well, just listen to this reaction. They're affording their opponents far too much time and space on the ball. They've got to press with more intent.
And it's played into the centre. Well, it did look promising for a bit. Cucurella. Lenormand. Well, using the space really well, but now can they push on? Looked as though there might be a threat, but not so in the end. Good defending.
Yeah, it was good work right off the ball to win it back, wasn't it?
Maybe dangerous here. Pedro Porro. Subimendi. Now with Williams. Oyarzabal. Oh, this looks useful. Cucurella. Intercepted effortlessly. Nico Gonzalez. Fernandez. And with that, the first half draws to a close. Well, overall, when you consider how good a player Oyarzabal can be, this has been disappointing.
Yeah, not created much at all, has he? Barely troubled the keeper. And with the way they lean on his goals, you can see why they're trailing.
Well, they've got things going again here, and I wonder what kind of second half we have in store for us. Good physical play.
Yeah, uses his body well there.
Nahuel Molina. Enzo Fernandez. Messi. Rodrigo de Paul. Fernandez. Molina. Now Romero with it. Enzo Fernandez. Nahuel Molina. Romero. Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. And covering tremendous ground here. Well, nothing comes of the attack when all is said and done. Quick counter could be on. Fabian. Now with Williams. Fabian. On to Williams. Fabian. And the defensive intervention there. Out of play for a Spain throw-in. Lamine Yamal. It's with Porro. Lenormand. Now with Yamal. Pedri. Oyarzabal. Pedri. Did well to win it back. Oyarzabal. Pedro Porro. And Fabian. Argentina doing well to regain possession. and support available. Oyarzabal. Oh, could be an opportunity here. And unfortunately for him, he had worked his way into an offside position.
No, he didn't. And it was just a poor choice of pass. He needs to be more aware of the situation and give him time to get back on side.
McAllister. Gonzalez. Here's Alvarez. Opportunity here. Lenormand. Subimendi. And there to intervene. Just straying offside. Time for the change now. Jose Perez. Subimendi. Oh, they have it again. Enzo Fernandez. Good looking pass. Crossing into the middle. An amazing piece of goalkeeping.
I just don't think he can believe that that's not got in, but he's met his match with the keeper. His superb reactions kept that one out.
Jose Perez. On to Yamal. Good distribution. And the keeper making sure that there were no scraps to feed on for the attackers. Molina. Rodrigo de Paul. Nahuel Molina. Alvarez. Messi. And that will be a corner. Fired over by Messi. Well, capable of a better clearance than that. Danger building. Rodrigo de Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Pressure exerted, but he keeps the ball. Well, there's a living, breathing example of positional sense. Fabian. On to Williams. It's a neat move. It comes to absolutely nothing. Subimendi. 30 minutes left for play. Subimendi. On to Pedri. Subimendi. This looks interesting. Good work from Spain to win back possession. Subimendi. Now with Williams. Oh, got into position brilliantly. Have to close him down. Messi. Fernandez. Subimendi. And Fabian. Subimendi. Nico Williams. Now can he get on the end of this one? Pedri. Beautiful pass. Oh, here's a Jose Perez. And up for grabs off the keeper. And there it is. An almost intuitive piece of finishing.
So back underway, 3-1 the score. Fernandes.
Credit due, a good intervention. Cucurella. Now with Williams. Cucurella. Well, possession lost by Spain. Romero. Now with Messi. Well, had no intention of losing out. Messi. Must be! And it's a double for him in this game. No way for the opposition to contain him. And no wonder he's off celebrating.
Well, here's the replay, and it's quite a straightforward finish in the end. But he does well to find space and then hit the target. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that.
Well, not too much defending going on in the grand scheme of things. 4-1. Cucurella. Now with Williams. Fabian. Pedro Porro. On to Williams. Well, what can they do to stop him running at them? Jose Perez. Now with Pedri. On to Perez. On to Williams. Cross could be useful. And the keeper taking care of the situation. Marcos Acuna. Now with McAllister. Lisandro Martinez. Now with Gonzalez. McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. And strong play here. Nahuel Molina. Really good interception. Cucurella. Lenormand. On to Pedri. Well, we have 20 minutes left in this game. Lamine Yamal. It's with Porro. Pedri. Yamal. Pedro Porro. Now with Pedri. Jose Perez. Subimendi. Using his physical strength to make sure he doesn't lose the ball. Fernandes. On to McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. Now with McAllister. Nico Gonzalez. Rodrigo de Paul. That's really good and effective physical play. And the ball back with Spain now.
Esta es una llamada para los padres de Clara y Mateo.
Pedri.
Los hijos os están esperando en recepción.
Subimendi. Romero. On to McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. Now Romero with it. And on to Gonzalez. Rodrigo de Paul. Fernandez. And possibilities here. Good weight on that pass. That's a good-looking ball. Fernandez. Romero. De Paul. Now Romero with it. Fernandez. Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Now with McAllister. Read it well. Cucurella. Subimendi. Nico Williams. Successfully cut out. Nahuel Molina. Superb effort to keep it in. Alexis McAllister. Using space on the opposite flank now. And showing good game awareness. Fabian. Lenormand. Here's Fabian. Cucurella. Cucurella. And he takes it away. Fernandez. Now Romero with it. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Nicolas Gonzalez. Fernandez. De Paul. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Yamal. Lamine Yamal. Pedri. On to Yamal. Not the pass he had in mind. Lisandro Martinez. De Paul. Well, keeping the ball in this manner can be very effective. Romero. Enzo Fernandez. Now Romero with it. Rodrigo de Paul. Nahuel Molina. On to McAllister. Messi. De Paul. Perfectly positioned to take it away. Lovely ball. Fabian. And flag raised, offside.
It's careless this. He had other options. He should have held on to it a bit longer. Just give your teammate a bit more time.
Le sustituirá con el 22, Lautaro.
Alexis McAllister. Now Romero with it. Enzo Fernandez. Good work to regain possession. Lamine Yamal. Making sure nothing came of it.
Well, he was taking no risks there, was he?
Fabian. On to Pedri. Jose Perez. Really vital interception here. Romero. On to Williams. Subimendi. It's with Porro. Oh, nicely played. Oh, gifting away possession. Cucurella. On to Messi. Alvarez. Martinez. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. And the perfect position to read it. And with that, the attack fizzles out. Very effective pass. Well, good clean catch by the keeper. McAllister. Rodrigo de Paul. Now with McAllister. Martinez. Wonderful vision from Lionel Messi. Can he put it away? Ball is loose. Well, he's been ruled offside. There's going to be a double substitution. Alex Baena. It's with Porro. Pedri. Another successful intervention, winning the ball back. And a significant block following that cross. Well, taking into account all the stoppages, 2 minutes to be added on. Lamine Yamal. Pedri. It's with Porro. Pedri. Oh, that's a fine-looking pass. Lamine Yamal. Well, that's really strong play to keep hold of the ball. And the counter-attack looks on. Promising possession, this. Fernandez. On to McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. It's all over. And a Spanish defeat. Well, they were hoping that wouldn't be the big story at the end of the game. But they haven't got their wish. Your analysis?
Well, I think the coaching staff will be furious after that. They clearly didn't implement the game plan. There was no real effort either. I'm sure there'll be words in the dressing room after that performance.
No two ways about it. He really has brought his influence to bear on the proceedings.
Well, he was a constant threat, either playing on the shoulder or looking to drop into space. His movement was so clever, got himself into great goal-scoring positions. Bag two, could have had more.
Hello, good evening. It's a rainy night here in Madrid, so the players are going to have to take that into account at the Metropolitano. I'm Derek Ray, and looking forward very much to getting tactical insights from my commentary partner, Sue Smith. And without doubt, a match with the potential to bring genuine excitement. It's Spain versus Argentina.
It's a pleasure to be here, anticipating a good game today and an atmosphere to match. Certainly been buzzing in here ahead of kick-off. Hopefully we're not disappointed.
Fabian. Could be dangerous. Well, they stopped them in their tracks. Here's the lineup for Spain. Unai Simon plays in goal. Cucurella starts with Pedro Porro in the fullback positions. Pedri starts alongside Fabian in central midfield. And the idea is to have just the one striker up there trying to pose problems for the opposition. Options in the centre. That's a good-looking pass. On to Pedri. The Argentina first team. Lisandro Martinez plays alongside Cristian Romero in the centre of defence. Lionel Messi starts with Nicolas Gonzalez on the flanks. And leading the line today is Julian Alvarez. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. Alexis McAllister. Nicolas Gonzalez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. And passing it well. Options in the middle. Pretty routine there for the goalkeeper. Oyarzabal. Here's Fabian. Cucurella. Subimendi. It's with Oyarzabal. Well, moving the ball forward, they might be in business. And that move comes to an end. Goal kick. Pedro Porro. Here's Fabian. Nico Williams. Well, a really single-minded piece of defending to make sure nothing untoward happened. Lionel Messi. Molina. Enzo Fernandez. Nahuel Molina. Fernandez. Alvarez. Now with Gonzalez. Enzo Fernandez. And the referee is quite rightly letting it go. Marcos Acuna. And on to Gonzalez. Good patient build-up as they try to fashion something. Alvarez. Alexis McAllister. Fernandez. And the pass keeps them flowing.
It's great awareness to see the space out wide, isn't it?
Oh, that's a clever ball. Using all his defensive acumen to cut it out. Lisandro Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. Alvarez. Now with McAllister. Well, it's a textbook example of dynamic passing. Oh, danger here. Gonzalez with it. Rodrigo de Paul. Pressing like that will help the cause. Subimendi. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Well, it's a decent looking attack, this. Maybe dangerous here. De Paul. Well read to win possession back.
Yeah, it's great awareness, that. Positioning was spot on there.
This is an excellent run. Subimendi. It's with Porro. And possibilities here. Not a genuine opportunity, but it was squandered. Goal kick. Well, the referee remaining very much in control. Now the card, and it's yellow. Cucurella. Well, that's the sign of a well-organised defence. Fernandez. Now Romero with it. Lisandro Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Gonzalez. Alvarez. Fernandez. Gonzalez with it. Enzo Fernandez. No panic, just passing.
Yeah, they're keeping it well, aren't they?
Alexis McAllister. Just the challenge that was required. Subimendi. On to Pedri. Subimendi. They've dropped a bit deep, haven't they? Trying to tee it up. Fabian. Now what can they do from here? Could be troublesome. And Spain struggling to keep the ball. Alvarez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. A good vision there. This is looking good.
Yeah, they've just upped the intensity now.
Alvarez. Nicolas Gonzalez. Driving us in. This looks interesting. Now with McAllister. Lovely tempo here. But then the one that fails to hit its target. Cucurella. Gonzalez. Marcos Acuna. McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. On to McAllister. Rodrigo de Paul. Alexis McAllister. That's a good-looking ball. Now with McAllister. Fernandez. And can they make one of these passes count? Fernandez. On to McAllister. Very effective pass. Romero. Lisandro Martinez. It's with Martinez. And a clever piece of defending. Annoyingly, there it breaks down. Thoughtful play. A bit wasteful from Argentina. Lenormand. Subimendi. Lamine Yamal. Subimendi. Cucurella. On to Williams. Subimendi. Pedro Porro. On to Pedri. Argentina will get the throw in. Now plays with a positional sense that is second to none. Lenormand. Subimendi. Cucurella. Subimendi. On to Williams. Subimendi. And intercepted it. De Paul. And the counter-attack looks on. Released it nicely. Gonzalez. Good patience. Fernandez. Nahuel Molina. Now Romero with it. Rodrigo de Paul. Oh, read it really well. Lenormand. Pedri. Well, it's all about passing as they try to hit the front. And just like that, they don't have the ball anymore. Enzo Fernandez. Lisandro Martinez. Molina. Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. Top-class defending. Subimendi. On to Williams. Moving it forward. Cucurella. Subimendi. And a brisk run. Williams. Flag raised for offside. Messi. Fernandez. Now with Messi. Romero. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Alvarez. And the pass, a good one. Can they carve out a chance? Lisandro Martinez. Fernandez. Romero. Well, there's a living, breathing example of positional sense. Subimendi. Nicely played. And it was straight at the keeper, but technically good goalkeeping. Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Molina. Romero. Oh, he could give it away. Enzo Fernandez. Now with Messi. Now Molina. Romero. Here's Marcos Acuna. Fernandez. Read that pass all the way, cutting it out. Lamine Yamal. On to Pedri. Oh, moving it nicely. Just cutting off the supply. Yamal being given too much room. Good looking move. Cucurella. Well, we can give them high marks for their passing, but can they make this pressure count? Oh, disappointing end to that.
That was top draw, wasn't it?
Messi. Now Molina. Fernandez. Here's Alvarez. Moving the ball really well here. This for the lead. Well read to win possession back. Oh, but the keeper's shot to it. Read that superbly. Fabian. It's with Porro. Nico Williams. And moving it forward. Cucurella. Now with Pedri. Yamal. Oh, this looks useful. Well, a touch too heavy there. Just looking to keep the shape, it seems. Oyarzabal. Well-timed tackle. And that'll be a Spain throw-in. And the keeper will claim it. And caught by the keeper. Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Gonzalez. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. Nicolas Gonzalez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. Now Molina. Fernandez. It's with Martinez. De Paul. Now Molina. Spain recovering possession well. Romero. Here's Marcos Acuna. Now Molina. Now Romero with it. Rodrigo de Paul. Enzo Fernandez. It's with Martinez. Fernandez. McAllister. Here's Alvarez. Can they deliver here? That's not a bad ball. And making sure there was no danger in the end. Pedro Porro. Cucurella. Lenormand. Well, just 1 minute of time added on for stoppages here. Lamine Yamal. Cucurella. It's with Porro. Yamal. Danger building. And routine for the keeper in the end. The cross far too close to him. And the whistle is sounded for half-time in this game. Well, underway once more, and it's going to be fascinating to see what developments occur in this second half. Rodrigo de Paul. Molina. Now Romero with it. Messi. Fernandez. Now Romero with it. Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Alexis McAllister. Fernandez. Romero. Fabian. Well, that's how to keep the opposition at bay. Pedro Porro. Now with Williams. Subimendi. Fabian. On to Pedri. Well, this looks really productive. What can they do from this position? And it's a quality pass. He got in the way of that cross. Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. McAllister. Well, he's certainly not alone. Oh, great piece of individual skill. But stout defending when it mattered. Lamine Yamal. Williams. And he read it well defensively. Nicolas Gonzalez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Nico Gonzalez. Now relying very much on the passing game in a bid to take the lead. Yamal. It's with Porro. Pedri. Pedro Porro. On to Yamal. Yamal. And a good-looking pass. And showing good game awareness. Enzo Fernandez. And Messi carries it forward. What's he going to do from this position? Well read to ease the pressure. Pedri. Lamine Yamal. Subimendi. Fabian. Lenormand. Subimendi. Nico Williams. Pedro Porro. Pedri. It's with Porro. Well, can they prize them open now? What to like about that pass? And fine work by Argentina to recover possession. Intelligent ball. And he's gone into an illegal position, unfortunately. Pedro Porro. Now with Pedri. It's with Porro. Out of play for an Argentina throw. Fernandez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Alvarez. Enzo Fernandez. Marcos Acuna. Rodrigo de Paul. On to Messi. Well, it's all about passing as they try to hit the front. He read the situation defensively and did his job. Nico Williams. Here's Fabian. Interesting pass. Defensive Brazilians to shut them down. And he has options available. Well, we have 30 minutes to go. Alvarez. And he read it superbly. Subimendi. Oh, good vision. And quick thinking defensively. Oh, moving it nicely. Not forcing the issue. Great composure. But then the commentator's curse comes into play. Marcos Acuna. Alvarez. Now Romero with it. Gonzalez. And it crossed the touchline, so a throw in here. And with play stopped, they will make the change now.
con el 9, Ayoce.
Had no interest in losing possession.
Oh, he's such a tenacious player. I love watching him.
Pedro Porro. Subimendi. And keeping possession. Lamine Yamal. Must be! Oh, a brilliant save! Did so well to keep that away from trouble. Subimendi. Here's Fabian. Cucurella. Pedro Porro. Now with Pedri. Subimendi. Well, successfully cut out. And room here for Gonzalez. McAllister. Can he play it in? And Argentina giving it away. Subimendi. Well, we can give them high marks for their passing, but can they make this pressure count? Good piece of closing down. Lionel Messi. Romero. Molina. Rodrigo de Paul. Nahuel Molina. De Paul. On to Messi. Lionel Messi. And they keep it moving. Nahuel Molina. Moving the ball nicely. Well, it was a good-looking sequence, but it comes to an end. Williams. Here's Fabian. Rodrigo de Paul. Now Romero with it. Messi. Romero. Fernandez. Messi. On to McAllister. Enzo Fernandez. Marcos Acuna. De Paul. Molina. Oh, couldn't quite find his teammate. 20 minutes to go. Pedri. And on to Gonzalez. Marcos Acuna. Might be onto something. Well, a swift challenge and a throw-in coming up. Well, they've decided to make a change. McAllister. Well, this could really help the cause. Just the challenge that was required. Really fine play to keep possession. Nico Williams. Opportunity. Oh, my word. There's excellent timing for you. What a challenge.
Well, that looked in all day long, didn't it? Well, you know exactly what the fans think about that decision. They wanted a penalty there.
Lisandro Martinez. Here's Alvarez. Clever defending. Subimendi. On to Williams. Pedro Porro. Cucurella. Now what can they do from here? It's with Porro. This is looking good. Promising attack. Subimendi. And a tidy ball. Oh, nice ball. And a no-nonsense clearance. Subimendi. And the defensive intervention there. De Paul. Nahuel Molina. Romero. Lisandro Martinez. The ball with Martinez. Fernandez. Molina. Showing a great defensive instinct. Lionel Messi. Really determined play to hang on to it. Subimendi. Moving the ball really well here. Well, honestly, I didn't mean to jinx them. Just wasn't a very good pass, finally. Marcos Acuna. The ball with Martinez. Here's Marcos Acuna. Enzo Fernandez. Martinez. Now with McAllister. How about the cross? Well, the threat could be there. Here's Marcos Acuna. Romero. And a goal here might settle the outcome. Showing good ball control. Martinez. He's in position. Intercepting it intelligently. And it's Messi going forward. What's he going to do next? Well, through it goes, but that's not going to trouble the defenders. Well, he couldn't worry the keeper with that effort.
Well, just listen to the atmosphere in here. It's certainly cranked up a notch or two over the last 5 minutes or so. And you just think they're going to get one more big chance before the final whistle.
Pedri. Subimendi. Pedri. On to Perez. All even, but will it stay that way? This looks interesting. Well, it's a very attractive passing sequence. Cucurella. Crossing opportunity. Cucurella. Ball back with Argentina now. Romero. Now with Messi. Could pose a threat on the counter. Can he put it away? Well, alas, the finish didn't match the build-up.
Yeah, it was all good until the final effort. Shows you just how devastating they can be on the counter, though.
Con el 24, Enzo. Entrará en a su lugar
Pedri.
el 14, Ezequiel.
Cucurella. Now with Williams. Mikel Merino. Subimendi. Lenormand. Subimendi. Now with Yamal. A goal here could settle it. And intercepted it. Martinez. Now, who can he play it to? Martinez. Well, couldn't find a teammate, unfortunately. And a throw-in to come. Subimendi. Now with Pedri. Cucurella. Williams. On to Perez. It's with Mikel Merino. Lenormand. Cucurella. And there to intervene. Pedri. Here's Marcos Acuna. Lisandro Martinez. Here's Alvarez. Attacking with vigour. McAllister. That's a good-looking ball. Messi! Oh, a superb save to keep them locked together.
Yeah, that's a big moment in the game, and he's dealt with it brilliantly.
Lenormand. Cucurella. The referee has decided that 2 additional minutes are in order. And a goal here might be the clincher. They could pick out a teammate. And the pass keeps them flowing. An attack that had potential.
Yeah, the positioning was spot on. Brilliant awareness.
Cucurella. On to Pedri. Jose Perez. It's with Porro. Cucurella. Nico Williams. On to Pedri. Pedro Porro. Cucurella. It's with Porro. Yamal. Jose Perez! Well, the referee blows the whistle. Nothing to divide them after 90 minutes. And so the penalty shootout about to commence. And as a player, this is when you have to hold your nerve. And he scores! Goalkeeper beaten from the spot. And confidently converted. Can he keep his cool? He scored in the bottom corner. Job done from the spot. And the penalty converted here. And it wasn't the greatest penalty. And it's been saved by the keeper. He had to score, and he does. Cannot miss this one. And delivering in the heat of battle. The path to victory is clear. A mountain of pressure on him, but he withstands the test, and they've gone and won it.
Yeah, he must have been nervous stepping up to take that, but he didn't show it at all. Calm as you like. I'd say they deserved it on the whole as well.